I want to present our first presentator for XR development from Open AR Cloud, Jan-Erik.
Hello everyone, and a big thanks to Nordic VR Forum for letting me holding this talk on city-scale prototypes of an experimental open spatial web. I'm Jan-Erik Vijne, and in my free time I have been volunteering as the Managing Director of Open AR Cloud, a global non-profit organization that advocates for open data, standards, technology, and ethical best practices to connect the physical and digital worlds for the benefit of all. With the exception of money, I will claim that no technology in the known universe has been as interoperable and scalable as the open web platform. The web has become an indispensable engine of economic, cultural, and technological development, connecting more than half of the world's 8 billion people, contributing to trillions of dollars in value creation each year. Now we are at the dawn of a new era in the way humans interact with computers. It is a general change from flatware to spatialware, from 2D to 3D interactions. This is the Nordic VR Forum, so assume a lot of you are very familiar with the potential that virtual reality has to take you to any place and immerse you in experiences of all types and for all purposes. And VR is an important part of the new era. But my interest is primarily in the way AR technology can enable our digital lives to escape the flat rectangular screens into our shared physical surroundings. AR cloud technology really shines by its ability to digitally upgrade our physical reality, making the real world a shared programmable space, allowing us to paint the world with data. In September of 2017, Uri Inbar, the co-founder of Super Ventures and the AR conference Augmented World Expo, coined the term AR Cloud to describe this technology infrastructure. He described it as the real-time 3D map or digital twin of the world that allowed for persistent and shared AR experiences. He has predicted that it will become the single most important IT infrastructure in the world, eclipsing the social graph and the Google PageRank. Regardless of Uri's predictions, it is one of the greatest opportunities in the tech sector of the 2020s. All the big players are investing massive amounts. Facebook's Reality Labs are working on what they call live maps, with localization as the foundation, connecting your device to a digital twin of the world and your own personalized content layer. Conservative estimates indicate that Facebook spent well over $5 billion on spatial computing research last year, and the figure is likely to grow. Microsoft offers cross-platform support for Azure spatial anchors, allowing you to connect and experience content and experiences to locations using local visual features. Apple's ARKit 4 added support for location anchors to connect AR experiences to select real-world locations. Their new iPhone 12 Pro adds LiDAR capabilities that can be used to create digital twins of the local environments. Google recently announced early developer access to their World Cloud Anchors, giving wider access to visual positioning service used to power live view AR wayfinding capabilities of Google Maps. Only a few days ago, Snapchat released a spectacular demo of what they call local lenses that used AR cloud localization and a digital twin of a few city blocks in London for a spectacular shared experience where you can spray virtual paint on the walls of buildings together with every other Snapchat user in the area. Magic Leap envisioned their Magicverse as a branded city-scale spatial computing platform for AR. Niantic, the creators of Pokemon Go, is working on their real-world platform. The list goes on and on. This level of investment will dramatically improve the capability and performance, powering a ton of really useful applications that will be part of our everyday lives. Isn't this just great? Should we just sit back and look forward to big tech making all this for us to enjoy and benefit from? Well, although I am truly excited by the technological developments, I am far from happy about the current direction and choices made by the big companies. The most obvious problem is that they are all doing it in their own way, making proprietary walled garden platforms that lock both users, content creators, and developers into their ecosystem in ways that are not interoperable with other proprietary platforms. They seem to be playing a short-sighted, zero-sum games to win as much of the big prize for themselves, creating a fractured ecosystem where contents and solutions don't scale and consumers are forced into making subpar choices between them. None of the big players seems to committed to open standards and protocols for AR cloud technology. But what is an even bigger problem is that there seems to be very little effort to make sure that our fundamental rights to privacy, control of our own data, security, safety, and freedom is protected within those platforms and the business models they support. The big players don't participate in efforts to make sure this infrastructure that relies on constant reality capture to work can comply with ethical best practices or even be compliant with the GDPR regulations. Now, these are exactly the problems that a global community of industry experts and AR cloud enthusiasts has joined together to solve. In 2018, the Open AR Cloud Association was founded by a group of like-minded people who shared a sense of urgency about what is at stake. In October 18th, at the Augmented World Expo in Munich, we officially launched our organization along with a draft privacy manifesto for AR Cloud solutions. In February 2019, we formed more than 10 working groups on a wide range of technical, ethical, and legal topics. In May of that year, we represented the work of more than 40 volunteers who had compiled the State of the AR Cloud report, a 150-page document describing the technology, the industry, the challenges, and our vision for the future of this technology. It also contained the theoretical Open AR Cloud framework, outlining how to achieve a good outcome for this industry in the longer run. In the months following, our working groups were working hard to make those ideas into something that could be of practical use in the near term. Then, in October of 2019, we presented our plans to design and implement a reference open spatial computing platform, the OSCP, for both AR cloud solutions, as well as many other forms of real-world spatial computing. Just like the Open Web platform, the OSCP would be a set of open standards, protocols, and open source reference implementations, but designed for the needs of real-world spatial computing. The platform will have three main functions. First, to connect any device, object, or content to the real world at an exact geospatial position and orientation, using what we call GeoPose. Second is to make the world around you machine readable by encoding the core dynamic and static geometry, semantics, relationships, and attributes into a universal reality modeling language. And third, and most important, allowing you to seamlessly access, share, and discover the spatial content and services near your location using standard discovery protocols as well as standardized content and service records. The Open AR Cloud does not intend to operate this platform, only to provide the reference design and implementations. We hope that new types of commercial spatial service providers will provide GeoPose, reality, and spatial discovery services, just like commercial entities provide electricity, broadband, and mobile internet today. We believe an open platform concept like this has the potential to be the foundation for a scalable open spatial web, as a much better alternative to the fragmented ecosystem of proprietary walled garden platform for spatial computing. Open AR Cloud is working together with standards bodies like the Open Geospatial Consortium and ETSI on specific standards, and we are also in close dialogue with several working groups within the W3C and the Kronos group to synchronize with adjacent standards development efforts. Converging on shared standards in spatial computing is great, but standards without real-world applications are not worth much. That is why we are super excited that this autumn Open AR Cloud, together with our partners Augmented City and Immersal, has started the two first city-scale testbed for the open spatial computing platform in Bari, Italy and Helsinki, Finland. The first phase of the testbeds will run for about a year, and our partners are providing OACP-compliant GeoPose services and spatial discovery services in the testbed areas. These testbeds allows us to test if the core platform functions works as intended on a technical level and is in compliance with ethical best practices. And it allows us to iterate rapidly on the platform designs and open source reference implementation based on real-world feedback. Most importantly, it allows us to validate with stakeholders outside of our industry, such as city governments, local businesses, and normal end users, if they actually feel that such a platform would be truly useful for them. I call this to determine a platform market fit. The first testbed to get started was in the city of Bari, Italy. It has an OCP compliant GeoPose and spatial discovery service now available in an area of about 100 square kilometers. One of the most interesting use cases currently under development is a shared experience called Bubiko Food Tours Spatial Cinema that spans a large area of the city both outdoors and indoors, and thus going a big step further than the Snapchat demo in London that only works outdoors over a few city blocks. 30 years after the first operational version of the World Wide Web was created, the testbed in Bari and Helsinki allows the participants to play around with the first experimental version of a platform that we hope will eventually develop into the open spatial web. I encourage anyone interested to join this historical effort by signing up as a member or partner of OpenAI Cloud and to participate in our working groups and our testbeds. We are in discussions with local government initiatives in a few other locations as well, and we could potentially see a few more testbeds coming online. If you are interested in hosting a testbed in your location, please reach out to me and we can get on a call on what is required to get it started. The time to act is now. If you share our vision for a better future for spatial computing, then join our effort to make it happen. Thank you.